My role is to look after the sales and the pre-sales go-to-market for Northern Europe. So that comprises of the UK and Ireland, the Nordics, so that's Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, a little bit of Estonia, tiny little bit in Iceland, but don't do a great deal, and then Holland, Belgium and Luxembourg. So it's about 9, 10 countries on it. I set up a thin client company in 2000, that got bought by HP in 2007. I did HP's thin client business for 2 years, and that was very much a transition of more of the software, the hardware business into software. Then I went to run Wise for the UK for 3 years, which was more of a traditional thin client go-to-market, but they were #1 in the market. I did that for the UK. I did some consulting work for Samsung's cloud business, and then I went to a company called Teradici, whose clients were Dell, HP, Samsung, LG, all the people I already knew. So when Simon Richards and I met about this position, he was really looking to sort of put some scale into the business, put some structure around it. But it wasn't, having been involved in lots of thin client businesses before, I wasn't interested in an organisation that just had another box at a price point, right? So it was very much about having a very differentiated conversation with the channel, building the sales excellence within the team, and really taking a more of a consultative approach to how we engage with our customers, as opposed to saying, yeah, we've got one of those and it's slightly smaller and it's a little bit quicker, or we've got 2 USB ports and we're $10 more expensive. We don't even go there, right? We don't have a conversation at all. It's purely focusing on what the customer pain points are and how our software adds value around that piece. And that was really what was interesting, is it was building something that, an engine, both in customer-facing engine, but a support engine that can go and take that message out, because it's a very different story in that space. Trying to deploy Windows 10 and secure Windows 10. Deploying it's one way, is one thing, but deploying it in a cost-effective and a scaled manner is a problem. Maintaining that is also an issue. Security and compliance, increasingly, we're starting to see. We've got a customer that we've mentioned in the past, a healthcare customer that had a problem with ransomware, took the whole estate out. So it's those sorts of challenges that we're starting to see. The other thing that's increasingly becoming a trend is business agility. So where companies have to scale beyond their normal size to maybe deal with seasonality. So they may be a wholesaler or retailer and they have particular business spikes in their year, and their normal business model doesn't enable them to address those spikes. So having a flexible model to enable to expand and contract to take into account those business drivers is quite an emerging market. So I think things like desktop as a service, like of AWS and so on, into this year and into next year, I think is going to be an increasing driver that we'll see as we go forward. I've been doing this a while, and I've never known a project succeed where the solution that's been put in place has been a less positive experience for the end user than the one they had. Right? So if you try and put VDI in for the sake of VDI, then it's just going to fail. So I think the perspective that we come at it from is enabling a really high quality user experience, but in a way that also manages the expectations of IT and of finance. So we're in a fairly unique position where we can address the needs of the user and the business at the same time. I think that's what really positions us as unique. We're not hardware centric at all. We don't mind what the hardware the user uses, so we can really concentrate on the user experience and saving the customers money. And that's a very unique position in our space. We don't really have any, if you look at it like that, we don't really have any competitors in our space. We're very unique in our offering. It's cost savings, it's ease of management, it's the reliability of the solution. I think it's just the ease of deployment. You can give a user a really good experience, but if it jars with IT and it's expensive to manage, it's not going to work, right? So just having a solution that fits all of those needs is unique to us, and I think that's why we've got people coming to us.